Is this the world we're really going through now? People can't even do their own jobs and get attacked on live television just for making the news, and someone has to attack them for no reason of their safety. Is this what's really coming to? I mean, we're fighting over George Floyd's death, and then some people say it's taking it too far of rioting and smashing stuff, and now you're attacking a news crew. So we're going to be playing a video about these two news crew people here, and for some people, they're probably going to be finding this very horrific. They probably will think, well, this is disgraceful. Why does it happen to a lot of people? Why doesn't the news crew have someone protecting them when they're doing the news? Which would make sense. But not everyone does, do they? So we're going to go for the first one, which is the woman one.
A stark reminder this morning of some of the dangers facing our reporters and camera crews as they bring us the news each day. In the last hour, our 9 Europe correspondent Ben Avery and his cameraman Kate Thompson attacked while live on air, reporting on the London protests.
We've been collecting guys here at the moment, and it's been following us.
See, why on earth would they be attacking the news crew? You can see the guys running.
Ben is okay. He managed to run away and find some freedom there, and also security came in. This is around the steps, basically the steps of Parliament. Security managed to get there, and also a big police presence. But just 12 hours earlier, Europe correspondent Sophie Walsh was also attacked during a live report.
Well, yeah, they are. We're expecting thousands to turn out here to Hyde Park today in about 3 hours' time. The protests here in London so far have been relatively peaceful, but we have seen how quickly things can turn. Violence erupted on the streets of Paris. It was a demonstration that had been banned by police, but thousands turned out to protest the death of a 24-year-old black man in police custody in 2016. But it descended into... Sorry.
So you could hear the woman there screaming, getting attacked on there.
Yeah, I just had someone come up and try and, yeah.
You okay, Soph?
Sorry,
It's all right, Sophie?
Yeah, a man just came up and grabbed me.
It's okay.
He's okay, he's not armed. A man just came up and grabbed me, though. Just in this...
It's all right, Sophie.
Oh.
Thank you very much, Sophie.
Hang on, I've got to go.
That's okay.
Oh, it was so hard to hear that. You can actually really see a lot of what was happening there. And Sophie's cameraman, Jason Conduit, was quick to act, chasing the man down until police arrived and arrested him. And Sophie and Jason join us now from our London studios. Boy, oh boy, guys, what a big 12 hour it's been. I mean, I think we went cold when we saw this happen last night. How are you guys doing? Soph, how are you this morning?
Pretty rattled. Definitely pretty rattled still. And even just hearing my scream, I don't think anyone knows the sound of their true scream until they're in a situation like that where they feel like it's a life or death scenario, which I did feel like in that moment. I was, doing the live cross into Adelaide, mid-sentence. The first I knew that something was wrong was Jace stepped out from outside his camera, which he wouldn't normally do unless there was a threat. And then I had this guy, random, come up behind me and grab me from behind. And I guess it was a bit surreal from there on in. And then he sort of started punching me with the only way I can describe these sort of stabby motions. And I managed to push him away. And then he was standing about 5 meters away from me. And I just, while I was on air, that's why I was struggling to string a sentence together. But I was thinking he had a hand in his pocket. And I thought, does he have a knife? And is he going to come towards us and start stabbing us all? Because we've had these stabbing rampages in London before. It was the 3rd anniversary of the London terror attacks on London Bridge. So I had that in my mind. I also thought, is he wearing a suicide vest? The reason why I was thinking this was because the whole time he was saying Allah Akbar, wasn't shouting it, just saying it very calmly, but almost his calmness was even more disconcerting. And then Jace started chasing him and he started saying Allah Akbar to him. And then Jace, you can take the lead, but you picked up your light stand and heroically chased him down the road, all the while calling the cops. But you explain.
Yeah, well, I didn't initially hear him say Allahu Akbar, and it's not like we don't come across people with mental illness quite often. If I had to, it wasn't the first time I'd have to pull someone off, a journalist who was live on air. But yeah, he didn't want to leave, and then he yelled Allah Akbar, and I could see he had a weapon in his hand, and that was when I backed away and got the light stand, and yeah, just keep him at bay and call the cops and just keep tabs on him until they arrive. So.
And police found a screwdriver on him, but at that point, Jace, when you were chasing him down, you were thinking, is that a blade? Which, I don't know, incredibly brave to think that you don't really know what you're dealing with. The guy also looked like he was on the phone at the same time, which Jace was saying.
That's what worried me. He looked like he was on the phone, he was looking over my shoulder, and I just wasn't sure because we're moving away from the scene, and yeah, I didn't know if he had mates or what was going on, but you know, yeah, you do what you got to do, you know. Like, and I knew that he had to be stopped. The cops had to come eventually, and fortuitously they did quite soon. So yeah, and they didn't.
See, there's the guy that's arrested with a screwdriver.
They took him down quite swiftly.
Jason, so we're going to move on for the moment because we do have to hit the news. But I want to ask if you can come back, talk to us a little bit later as well, because we need to talk to you and get some context about what's going on in London at the moment, because things seem to have gotten worse, but really well handled. It's a difficult situation, and you have all of our love. So go well.
Just glad you're both okay.
Well, this country seems to be getting worse and worse and worse. It's a sad thing, really.
Ace,
when innocent people have to be caught up in the, you know, what's going on. Anyway, what do you guys think of it, girls? I see the next time a tooth bloody sore as well. Getting pain in that tooth. Got it sorted out. And see you next one. Peace.